This is Hkhs Sport bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping the foot on the what on the next. We keeping the foot on the what on the next. And like the Tibetan master that I am, I'm applying what unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts his pipes, man. Let's get on to it, man. Jaliktheleader, what's up, man? Talk to the people.
I'm chilling, man, on this Sunday. Just working on business outside of here, and just fortunate to be alive. Shout out to all the free thinkers out there, the people that can think outside of a group in a box and don't feel peer pressure. You know, what I'm saying, whether you like them or not, because peer pressure. If you study fears, that's fear of what people think is up there with fear of death, and so if you study the mental world, that's why people don't really behave like they should because they're afraid of what people gonna think. So shout out to you for coming up with it, and shout out to what's your lawyer name, Rich? Shout out to his lawyer, Rich.
Richy Rich, what's up, man? Let's get them salutations out the way. What's up, bro?
Yeah, how you guys doing today? Shout outs to you guys. He knows, Jalik the leader. Look forward to coming on again with this whole free thinker movement. Uh, New initiative we're bringing to you. So hopefully you guys are able to enjoy uh, this type of panel that we're discussing today. I know it's going to be live. Let's see what topics we have in store for you. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'm ready to go. It's been a quiet Sunday so far, so hopefully this can liven up the Sunday. I'm ready to
All
go,
right.
so get into it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Ain't no hopefully, man. They always leave enjoying this. But anyways, this is the Free Thinkers movement over here. We allow you to be men and women with free and independent thoughts. You guys are able to think freely. You guys are able to see things from a free aspect. You guys are able to have a free mindset and how you see things. And at the same time, you guys are able to have free thoughts and free understanding and how you bring up your whole mind and your whole frame of mind. We're trying to eliminate, well, not trying to, we are eliminating and we are eradicating cult like followings, people that are in brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo headisms, people that are caught up into prisoner of the moment way of thinking when it comes to basketball. There's a standard of basketball. Basketball did not have a standard until Hkhs Sports showed his rabbit ass onto the YouTube world. And when that happened, the whole level of competition had to raise up because that's what Hkhs Sport does. Anywhere Hkhs Sport brings his aura, anywhere Hkhs Sport brings his charm, his charisma, his ability to infect, the standard has to lift up. It has to raise up because it's demanded. And if it's not, then Hkhs Sport is going to ask all of the Hkhs Sport cojones type of elephant in the damn room Hkhs Sport questions to get the standard to raise up. There was no standard in basketball. It was just people following whatever YouTuber or following whatever narrative that the NBA media put out there. But we're going to get that bullshit. We're going to get that fuck shit and we're going to push it to the side. Because when it's all said and done, it's about you guys thinking freely. If you are a LeBron tard, be free with your thoughts. That's why I respect Jaliktheleader, because he's a LeBron tard through and through. But he respects the fact that he's a LeBron tard. He's gargling the freaking LeBalls. He's 100% about it, and he loves it. Richy Rich is a truth teller, and that's his free thinker sword. And he operates in that. He doesn't want to be part of erroneous ways. My free thinker sword is to be an ultimate truth teller. I don't know what error is. I don't reside in opinions. I tell truths. And see, what happens is people get offended quickly by what Hkhs Sport says because what I'm saying is always going to be superior to what you're going to say because you're going to give your basketball opinion. I'm going to give you basketball truths. You see the difference? You see the delineation? You see the distinction? You see the gulf? It don't matter. Whoever frequented this platform, if you didn't fall your ass up under the truth, Hkhs Sport eat it and murk your ass. That's just the way it rolls. And if you speaking too sideways out of your ass and you being a fence straddler, Hkhs Sport's absolution and resolution is going to reveal you as such. And then what you're going to find out is people that if they were fence straddlers, as soon as they come on this platform, because you know we're going to jump on that ass, they start talking right. They start speaking a truth-telling language because that's what we operate over here. Truths. Whether it's a truth of you being a LeBron tar, then be it through and through 100%. But they ain't going to be none of this fence straddling. And the first topic at hand is this. There's not going to be you going to be a LeBron fan and then you're going to be a Kobe and a Michael Jordan fan. There's none of that bullshit and that fuck shit. That shit don't work in basketball. You either are a Kobe and Jordan fan and you draw the line in the sand with that, or you're a LeBron fan and you draw the line in the sand with that, because their games are divergent. Do you guys know what the word divergent means? It means that they are categorically different. It's like the movie Divergent. That's why you see they had different sectors of different groups in the Divergent, right? Because everybody was different. Well, that's the thing with Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan's game. Their games are to be what they are. Give me the ball and get the hell out of my way and let me operate. That's how they play basketball at the highest levels. Basketball at its highest levels is that. Anyone that tells you otherwise, they don't know shit about basketball. Because that style of play has won 11 NBA finals. That style of play, if you do the math and you add it up, it's contributed to over 80-something percentile NBA finals average. That style of play is the most dominant style of play. It's the mastered style of play. It's like Kevin Durant said, Michael Jordan is 1, Kobe Bryant is 1A. When you put these two guys together, what you see is two guys that have mastered the game. Dwayne Wade uttered the same thing. We call these guys OG because they mastered the game. How can we sit here and go with LeBron James, who we know has emphatically not only idolized Michael Jordan? See, no man should be idolizing any man. I don't agree with that bullshit and fuck shit. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. But this shit happens, y'all. He idolized Michael Jordan. Then now he's talking two sideways out of his ass. This is what fence straddlers do. That's why they're LeBron tards at their truest and their most popular levels, because just like LeBron, they speak two sideways out of their ass. And then we got Kobe Bryant, who molded LeBron James. You remember this, Richy Rich? Back in 2008 in the Olympics, LeBron couldn't win a fucking gold medal if the gold medal knew what would hit him in the damn face. And see, what people don't want to talk about is how in the Olympics, how Team USA in the Olympics at that time, how emphatically Team USA did what they did. And what people don't understand is this.
I'm not sure what happened. He knows. Maybe he had to step away for a second. But, you know.
Anyways, like I was saying, emphatically, the issue is this, and it's as simple as this. When we sit here and we look at Kobe Bryant and we look at Michael Jordan and we look at LeBron James, and we have to look at these guys' games fundamentally. Kobe Bryant molded LeBron James. If it wasn't for Kobe being Bryant, LeBron James would not have an NBA lifeline. This is why I tell people LeBron James is the biggest accident to ever freaking happen. Because LeBron tars don't want to tell you this truth. LeBron couldn't win a gold medal with the Team USA. He couldn't win a gold medal with the Olympics. Who had to come out in 2008 to bring the standard up, just like Hino Sport brings the standard up in basketball on YouTube? Who had to do this? It was Kobe being Bryant. And don't give me that Jason Kidd bullshit and fuck shit. Because if Jason Kidd was there, they still would have lost. It was Kobe Bryant that brought his workout habits. He brought out his abilities. He showed these guys what training looked like. Kobe Bryant was in sweat and tears, y'all, for freaking 3+ hours. And this is before he even started playing. Jaliktheleader, me and you are in health and fitness, so you can understand how impressive this is. Kobe Bryant trained, practiced, sweat his ass off for 3 hours. 3 a.m. he got up now. You know what 3 a.m. is all about. By the time everyone's showing up for practice, they getting ready to eat breakfast. Kobe Bryant already put in a full workout. And then not only that, he put in also a strength and conditioning workout on top of the shooting drill workout. So Kobe Bryant put in 2 workouts. Then by the time it came for them to actually play, Kobe Bryant went in and played with them. So he was having 3 a days while these guys were having 1 a days. He showed these guys what training habits was like. All this stuff about LeBron James spending $1 million on his body. Who do you think LeBron got that shit from? He watched Kobe Bryant's habits with Tim fucking Grover, man. You watch how Kobe Bryant learned. He learned under the schoolmaster and the tutelage of Kobe Bryant. You know how we know this? Because we saw when Kobe and LeBron James sat together, right, Richy Rich? When they sat together, what happened? LeBron was like, yeah, I study him. Remember that shit? I study him. I watch him. I study him. I see what he does. Because greatness personification can only be hindered. It can't be stopped. And Kobe Bryant was setting a tone. He was setting an example. Because Kobe Bryant realized under LeBron James's Rudy Poo and Plum Plum brain, classic Doden Troglodyte, ultra fanboy with the ultra fanboy rhetoric style of leadership, USA wasn't going to go nowhere. And LeBron still thought he led the team. Yeah, he led in lip service. But Kobe Bryant was the actual leader. Deron Williams put it out there, and that's why I'm going to throw the alley to Richy Rich, because let me throw this little caveat, and then Richy Rich is going to expound on it. Deron Williams told the secret of what happened in Team USA. Now, Richy Rich, I know you know the little inner workings of this, but a lot of people that's below basketball 303 lane, they don't know this shit. They just want to run their rabbit ass about basketball. Deron Williams talked about how even the food cafeteria people couldn't stand LeBron James because LeBron James was a freaking La Diva. Everything about LeBron, the Team USA, the players couldn't get behind LeBron because they couldn't even understand what LeBron was doing because LeBron was on this. This is the style of system we're going to play, the LeBron system. And Durant said Kobe checked all that shit and told LeBron, shut the hell up. And said, look, fourth quarter, me and Dwayne Wade taking that motherfucker over. You just going to sit in the sidelines. And that's exactly what happened. Am I lying, Richy Rich?
No, you're not lying, man. Telling the truth. D. Will, man, he
go ahead.
Still going? Okay. No, I was saying that D. Will, he pretty much came out when they had that you can watch it on YouTube, the video when it's going over the documentary on the Redeem team, the team that was supposed to bring the gold back to the United States after they suffered those losses in the previous Olympics and the World Championships, the FIBA titles. Deron Williams is basically saying that, you know, LeBron James, he was trying too hard to be the vocal leader on the team when the real leaders were Kobe Bryant and Jason Kidd. Even Mike Krzyzewski said that the two leaders on the team, the two veteran guys on the team, were Kobe Bryant and Jason Kidd. Those are the guys that people were paying attention to because, you know, those guys, Jason Kidd, he's no, you know, you already know Jason Kidd. He knows he's like a basketball savant when it comes to, you know, being the point, running the point. And, you know, he's done it all. You know, he was like the 6'4", you know, do-it-all player at that height. And Kobe Bryant, you know, rest in peace. We already know Kobe. Kobe was the guy that he had to go over there to make sure United States got the gold back. He was the clutch guy, the guy that they needed, the Mariano Rivera, the guy that they needed over there to close, to make sure that they were not going to go empty-handed or go with a lesser gold, lesser medal. You know, Kobe made sure that those guys didn't go. He made sure by bringing a different work ethic over there and a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? Those players, they really took started paying attention how Kobe was working. That you couldn't, you know, you're not going to go over there and waste your time. It's not playtime. You know, you're going to another country. A lot of players could easily get lost in playing around. You know, not taking things seriously. Looking at it as a vacation. Kobe looked at it as all business. It was about going over there to get the gold, working on your body, working on your game, your fundamentals, making sure that the team had the right mindset, that they were gonna be strong on defense. Kobe, he wasn't out there to try to be the best scorer on the team. Some days he had to be the best scorer. But remember, Kobe said he was gonna take the role of being the top defensive guy, the Doberman guy, to make sure he was gonna lock down the best player on the opposing teams. That was Kobe's mindset. The team already was there was a litany of scores on that team, guys who were talented, but you got to make sure you got to stop the opposing team. That's
Now,
all
Kobe
Kobe
Bryant
was
took
worried
that
about.
role. Kobe Bryant took that role exclusively in 2012, and he
Yeah,
did take the role in 2008. But 2008 was just all about him being the ultra leader of the team,
exactly.
and talk
So
about his popularity over there in China and how everybody was. LeBron James was so jealous of the fact that Kobe Bryant was getting all of the attention, and that Kobe Bryant was basically like the way Michael Jordan was in the '92 Dream Team.
precisely. I mean, you saw Kobe's following over there in China. And it's not just China; it's in these other countries as well, Italy and some of these European countries. Man, you saw it when Kobe passed, and they were paying homage to him. That
Mm-hmm.
Kobe had a huge following. He's a guy who could speak 5, 6 languages. He's been around the world, man. Kobe has a huge following. It's like Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, larger than life when you think about it, man. That's just when you can reach people like those guys can. You're on a whole different brand, icon wise, globally, man. LeBron is, in my eyes, he's still not on that level because I don't want to see LeBron James pass away. But if he was the fact, he wouldn't get that outpouring like
You gotta
Kobe did.
rewind that. You gotta
He
rewind
wouldn't.
that. You gotta
We got to be
rewind what
honest.
you just said.
This
You
dude,
gotta
China.
rewind what you just said.
Oh,
Rewind what you just said.
I'm pretty much just saying that LeBron wouldn't get that
Mm-mm,
outpouring that
mm-mm,
Kobe
mm-mm,
did.
mm-mm. The part with Kobe and the icon part, because that needs to stick in
Uh,
people's colossum and
I mean,
cerebellum.
Kobe's on a whole nother level, man. When it comes to being a global icon than LeBron is. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is well known over here in the States. He's known over there in the other countries, but Kobe is on a whole nother level. You see it in Philippines. They're out here drawing murals of Kobe Bryant, making statues of him, man. Like they're trying to idolize this man. It's on a whole nother level. When he went over there, he had people crying, man, in China, man. Like I remember it got to that level of like Michael Jackson. When Michael Jackson would perform at a concert, he would have people like convulsing, man, crying that this guy is in their presence, man. Like it was kind of awkward a little, but these people, man, just to be in the presence of Kobe Bryant, those Chinese people, man, they
Mm-hmm.
were like in awe, man. Like they were looking at a basketball guide or something. That's how it was, man. Like that's how it really was. When you watch that whole documentary on the Redeem Team, and they like go throughout China, you would see how the natives of that country would respond to Kobe Bryant, man. And I'm pretty sure some of those players were jealous, man. They were like, damn, we didn't know
Mm-hmm.
Kobe had this type of following out here, man. These people are going crazy over Kobe. It's
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron don't got that following, man. It's just not
Mm-mm.
like that. It's just
Mm-mm.
not like that. So we got to be straight up. When this man passed, there were some people like, I never knew Kobe had this fault. You saw all these people going to this man's ceremony around
Mm-hmm.
the Staples, man. Grown men crying, man, literally eyes pouring out. I'm like, damn. I knew Kobe had that following because I seen it. I seen Kobe's following, man. But man, just to see it in that entirety, man, it's
Mm-hmm.
just you touch people on a whole nother level from with the sport, and plus Kobe was giving back to the sport a lot. It's going to be interesting to see what LeBron James done when he's retired. Is he going to worry? Is he going to give back to the sport like Kobe Bryant was doing
Hell
with his
no.
Mamba Academy? LeBron's
The
not going to be
class A
doing that, man.
narcissist. The
Yeah,
class A
he's not going to
narcissist.
be doing stuff like that, trying to grow the game. Plus, Kobe was pushing the women in the sport too, the WNBA. He had a daughter, man. Rest in peace to her too. She died so young, along with those other girls, her teammates that were on the helicopter ride. The
Mm-hmm.
man was growing the sport, man. He was looking out for his daughter and these younger girls coming up in that generation too. This is why Kobe had that following, man. He really was a light in basketball, man. A light for the growth of the game. That's why it's different with Kobe, man. It's just different, and it's different with Michael Jordan too, because like Jordan, man, he was able to. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, they were able to grow the game, but Jordan elevated it at another level, man, because
Yeah.
of the type of what he was doing, man. Like people never saw that
Yep.
on the court, and then
Yep.
Kobe Bryant came in and he brought his element into it. But
Yep.
those guys, Kobe Bryant was definitely the leader of that basketball team,
Yep.
along with Jason Kidd, because those were the veterans that this kid been there. He was on the Olympic team too, that won a gold medal. That was an Olympic team that had Vince Carter, Kevin Garnett, Gary Payton. That was a different team. They won the gold medal. So Jason Kidd knew what it was to win a gold medal. They needed him as well. You know, guys that are going to come in with a no nonsense mentality. They're going to make these players know what it's like to put in the work, to not cheat the moment. But yeah, that's definitely my take on it, man. Durant Williams just kind of exposed those guys that LeBron really couldn't be a leader at that point because he was on two teams that didn't get it done. So how are you going to try to act like you're the leader when you were on two teams that didn't get it done? We're bringing in guys that are changing the culture, bringing in a different mentality, making sure you guys are on track to get it done. So it didn't make sense for LeBron to just be barking out, acting like he was a leader when you were one of the guys responsible for the teams losing in the past. You know, so it was cool to see Durant Williams tell it for what it was, tell it like it is.
And this is the other thing too, and people got to understand this as it pertains and relates to Kobe. Kobe is the embodiment of what polarization is all about. I understand this at my level because if people really are being honest with themselves, He Knows the Sport is a Kobe Bryant of YouTube because I'm polarized to levels that Kobe Bryant is at. Just like Kobe, the greatness personification of a He Knows the Sport, it can only be hindered. It can't be stopped. But the polarization is sick as fuck. And see, they always trying to down this on Kobe. They always trying to down that on Kobe, just like they always trying to down this on He Knows the Sport. They always trying to down that on He Knows the Sport. But what people got to understand, this is why people are gravitating towards the free thinkers movement, is as simple as this. And like Dream Chasers 22 said, smash that like, I'm digging this channel. Real recognizes real. Anybody that frequents this channel, the reason why they start digging it, the reason why they're inspired by He Knows the Sport, the reason why they now can become their own free thinkers and their own free thinking way ability is because He Knows the Sport, like Kobe Bryant, is a Robin Hood. I'm a Robin Hood of YouTube. Kobe Bryant was the Robin Hood of basketball. I'll take on any so-called final authority on basketball. I will ether and murk them. Just put it on my back. Cast all your problems on me. I'll ether and murk them. And it's too easy for them because they can't see me. I'm too smart for them. And I don't care who you mention, who you think is a final authority on basketball. They can't stand and hold a candle to He Knows the Sport because I understand this thing at the highest levels. Just like Kobe Bryant understands the game of basketball at the highest levels. That's why y'all got hope when y'all saw that He Knows the Sport had the tree. You came after He Knows the Sport's tree. See, when you come after He Knows the Sport tree, like Jay-Z's terminology, the He Knows the Sport tree will fall on you. That's Kobe Bryant's game. Kobe Bryant's game is that Jay-Z's metaphor. You come up against Kobe Bryant's tree, his tree will fall on you. And I get it. To a lot of people, the RB, whatever the fuck, whatever, I don't give a flying fuck, was a folklore hero to them. And they probably still in their feelings. They probably crying at night. I don't know. I don't give a flying fuck. I told you motherfuckers, I'm a true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics. I don't bend the proverbial fucking knee. I make motherfuckers bend the proverbial fucking knee. Here's the funny part about it, Richy Rich. Here's the funny part about it, Jacob Lone Wolf. Here's the funny part about it, Jaliktheleader. I was ethering and murking, and he was only getting 5% of my time because I was actually also highly engrossed at work in my 9 to 5. Could you imagine if I put 100% attention? This motherfucker wouldn't even have a lifeline right now. You got 5% of my ethering and merkins. Richy Rich knows how lethal that shit is. And y'all starting to understand. He's been around me for 36 years of his life, so he gets it. But when it's all said and done, that's what Kobe Bryant's game in basketball meant. It's lethal. It's something that you can't explain. It's that ether. It's that stuff that make your soul burn slow. You know why? Because Kobe Bryant, like he told Draymond Green, where I'm going, the reason why they criticize me the way that they criticize me, because where I'm going, these motherfuckers can never follow where I'm going. That's what he told Draymond Green. There's so much to unpack in that. It's not even funny. When we look at Kobe Bryant's game was just as lethal as Michael Jordan. The thing about Kobe is Kobe just had to deal with more pressure, and Kobe Bryant had to deal with just way more, man. And Just like Dream Chasers 22 said, when you know the game and you do your research, you can definitely talk your ish. Damn right. And I know this thing at the highest levels because I judge basketball at the highest levels. I would not fit straddle. I would not out of my mouth say I'm a LeBron fan, but I'm also a Kobe. There's no way. If you are truly a Michael Jordan and a Kobe Bean Bryant fan, how the flying fuck can you be a LeBron James fan? How can you even give LeBron James credit on anything? Because he don't hold the candle. And people say that I'm hating on LeBron. No, LeBron just ain't gonna get no credit. None. The type of credit y'all giving him, no. If you come to me and you tell me out of your own rabbit ass mouth, LeBron James are very, 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 and you could throw as many varies. Shit, you can go infinity with your varies. But if you tell me he's very good with the infinity, I'll take that. But great, the word grace gets thrown around too loosely. This is because people don't have standards when it comes to basketball. People's standards are shit these days, man. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Motherfuckers don't got standards when it comes to basketball. When you sit here and say Damian Lillard is that dude, you ain't got no fucking standard when it comes to basketball. Because basketball at its highest levels is looking at two-sided of the coin basketball players. Geppettos, elite basketball players on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball. When you've seen a Michael Jordan play, when you've seen a Kobe Bryant play, then you're going to dumb it down and try to compare Damian Lillard and his clutchness to that? I mean, come on, man. You've seen Kevin Durant play. You see Kawhi Leonard play. I mean, people just want to lump everybody to fucking together. Everybody don't belong together, man. I mean, that's just really what it boils down to. We got to call a spade here. We got to keep it 100. We got to keep it a buck, and we got to keep it real. It's like Meek Mill say, there's levels to this shit. And there's a reason why Meek Mill said it. You know this terminology, Jalik. There's gears. You know why Meek Mill said that? Because everybody don't swim in the same ocean. Everybody ain't fucking the same chick. Everybody don't got the same paper. Everybody ain't doing it the same. So when we look at Kobe Bryant's game, we look at his complete package basketball game and what Kobe Bryant brings to the basketball table, LeBron James don't hold a candle to this guy. Do you guys know that LeBron James has to go to 21 straight NBA finals? No. He has to go to 11 straight NBA finals, 21 total NBA finals. That means LeBron James has to go to 11 straight, more NBA finals than what he did right now, just to tie Kobe Bean Bryant's 71.4% NBA finals average. Let me say that again, because what I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me? Hear me? Fucking well. LeBron James has to go to 11 straight NBA finals just to tie Kobe Bean Bryant's 71.4% NBA finals. And y'all sitting here and comparing this guy? How did we leapfrog Kobe when T-Mac said that? Y'all act as if Kobe Bryant wasn't nice like that. AI, when he was talking before he was bought and paid for, when he was talking right and he was saying out of his own mouth, hey, man, y'all act like Kobe Bryant wasn't nice like that. But they realized in Kobe Bryant's death and through his death that his following was what it was. It was lethal. And it couldn't be touched. Because when it's all said and done and we look at Kobe Bryant's game and we unpack it for what it is, he has a complete basketball game. This guy has mastered the basketball game at the highest levels. There's only one folly with Kobe Bryant. There's only one distinction, delineation, division in golf with Kobe and Jordan. Kobe just want to take the shot anywhere. That's his fatal flaw. And that fatal flaw has cost him in some aspects in the playoffs, and it cost him in the finals. I'm as big as they come as a Kobe Bryant fan, but I can admit that. But Jordan, the reason why there's that little distinction between them, because Jordan is all about the highest percentage shot. And that's why Jordan's the GOAT. But if Kobe was on that same thing that Jordan was on, we would be revisiting this whole GOAT conversation. I'm going to tell you that right now, because skills for skills, Kobe Bryant is right there with Michael Jordan. I could argue that down with the best of them. But the problem is Kobe just want to take a shot anywhere as opposed to taking the highest percentage shot. And that has cost him a lot of shots that could have went in if he was just a little bit closer to the rim. But when it's all said and done against anybody else outside of Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Kobe Bryant dominates at the highest levels, man. What has he not done on the basketball court that you can't sit here and say, man, Grant Hill, the level of defense that he played on Kobe Bryant, And Kobe Bryant, the way he made that shot, it made Charles Barkley have like an outer body experience where he was like, that was some great defense, but that was just better offense. Ray Allen has had feats defensively against Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant has lashed his ass up. I remember J.R. Smith in the prime of his defensive prowess. He guarded Kobe. Richy will tell you that I had a headache on that fadeaway that Kobe Bryant did. I don't even know how Kobe Bryant got that fadeaway off. That shit was short of impressive, man. The way that he got that fadeaway off. And people forget there was a move that Kobe Bryant did against Kevin Garnett. And this was in Kevin Garnett in his prime as a defensive player. Kevin Garnett injured Kobe Bryant's shoulder. But Kobe Bryant was able to squeeze this move in through body contortion and still dunk on him. He broke his shoulder now. But the fact that he was able to do this against Kevin Garnett in his prime of his defensive prowess, y'all don't even understand what Kobe Bryant has done on the basketball court. 62 points in 29 minutes and 36 seconds. I mean, this is a Guinness Book of World Records still till today. They got this in the Guinness Book of World Records right now as we speak. And then if Kobe Bryant wanted to get off the way he was getting off in the 81-point game, his 62-point game pace was, if he would have finished the whole 4 quarters, he would have finished with 136 points. That's how they were pacing him. The 81-point game, if he would have finished that off, he would have finished at 112 points. So he would have obliterated Wilt Chamberlain's scoring record. But Phil Jackson was like, nah, we need to sit your ass down. And even in the game where Kobe Bryant averaged 65 points, did you see that contortion of that fadeaway that he did between Brandon Roy and that other defender on the Portland Trailblazers? Don't get me started, man. LeBron tried to do half of the stuff that he tried to do. Like he said, is a YouTube video where he said that if I try to do half of the moves that Kobe Bryant do, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to hurt myself trying to do these moves. So the bottom line is as simple as this. When we look at Kobe Bryant, we look at what Kobe brought to the table. This guy is the ultimate OG. The guy that LeBron looked up to. When LeBron said, when I'm not watching myself play, this is the guy that I watch play, because he looked up to him. And he wanted Kobe Bryant to be proud of him. And all of you LeBron tars ran with this nonsense that Kobe Bryant passed the game to LeBron. No, he fucking didn't. Kobe Bryant passed the game to Kevin Durant. Because he signed Kevin Durant's shoes and he told Kevin Durant be the greatest while LeBron was there, Stephen Curry was there, all of these Rudy Poo and Plump on Brain, classic Golden Troglodytes, ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric was there. He told Kevin Durant, you go out there and you be the greatest. That's passing of the torch. That's the equivalent of when Michael Jordan whispered in Kobe Bryant's ear. That's the passing of the torch. Not this, LeBron James, you know what I'm saying, you represent the Los Angeles Lakers. That's not passing. That's just basically saying, welcome to the brotherhood. How did y'all dodo head brains and peon brains translate that as passing the torch? I mean, come on. Are you LeBron tars that bad that you want that? Jaliktheleader, what do you got to say, man?
Yeah, I think he said he had to walk his.
My fault. I thought my dog. I thought she was running. She's cool for right now. I might have to take her out real quick. Yeah. I have some. Are you able to answer questions today, my friend?
Hey, you on a 2-question minimum. You on a 2-question minimum.
2 questions minimum. Okay. Shout out to the free thinkers all across the world. Shout out to He Knows His Sports. Bring you that heat and that fire. My man Richy Rich, Wealth Dreamer. You mentioned free thinking, right? So, do you think a person can be part of a cult and still be a free thinker?
What do you mean? Talking about LeBron?
I'm asking you, like, a person is part of a cult, do you think they can also be a free thinker?
LeBron tards are not free thinkers.
Yeah, I'm just asking you. Can a person be a part of a cult but still have a free thinking state of mind?
Question. LeBron tards are part of a cult. It's called the 27th Law of Power, i.e. neuro-linguistic programming. They are not free thinkers.
You don't think? Okay, so let me ask you this. So if a person likes Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, and you're saying that they can't do that, isn't that a cult following?
No.
If you telling the person, hey, that's not a free thinker, right? So that's like a conflict of interest.
No, okay, you answer the question now. Let me give you the answer. Hold on. You answer your question. can't ask your question
I'm,
and then throw no.
bro.
That's not how it works, Jalik. You can't
Get
ask a
and
question
caught.
and then throw
Why?
soliloquy behind it. Ask your question. Let me give you the answer. Here's the thing. The difference of what I'm talking about is completely fundamentally different than what you're talking about. You're giving little outliers like you always do. So it's easy to refute you. So let me refute you right now. Here's what you got to understand. What I said, and please make sure you get the earwax out of your ears. What I said is,
Okay.
if you are a LeBron tard, then be free in your thought to be a LeBron tard 1,000%. If you are a Kobe and a Jordan fan, be free in your thoughts to be 1,000% with that. But you can't be a free thinker and be a fence straddler at the same time, meaning you're straddling both sides of the fence. Free thinkers don't do that. Free thinkers are free and open in the way that they see things. Like you are LeBron tard through and through, so that makes you a free thinker. You're not straddling the fence of saying I love LeBron, but then at the same time I love Kobe and I love Jordan. You're not saying all of that. That's what I'm talking about. So stick on context, man, because there's such a thing called contextual perspective. So stick on context.
But I think Kobe and Jordan is great too. You know what I'm saying? See, I can give him credit. I'm not like he knows his sports where you can't give. Let me see. What are 5 things that LeBron does good?
What is 5 things
Because
LeBron does good? I'll answer that. I'll answer that. You asked me a question. You asked me a question. No. You asked me a question.
Okay.
Let me tell you the 5 things LeBron do good, and then I'm gonna also expound on this. I said that LeBron James is a very, people in the chat, they could say, put yes or no if I did not say this, because it seemed like Jaliktheleader, man, you better get those, you better get that Q-tips to get them earwax out of your ears, bro. I said that LeBron James is very to infinity good. He's just not great. So that is giving him credit because I'm saying he's very good. I'm not saying he's garbage. I'm not saying he's a scrub. I just said
okay, what else is he good at? Okay, you know what? Here's a better question. What are some aspects of LeBron's game that you can add to Kobe to make it better? To make Kobe
everything
better?
LeBron James does good or great is off the basketball court. It ain't on the basketball court. So if you tell me on the basketball court, here's the thing. There's nothing LeBron James do better than Kobe on the basketball court. Now I know that's shocking to some people, and I know some people are like, what? No, passing, I don't care. Don't give me no stats and tell me LeBron James his assist average is higher than Kobe. I don't care. He can't pass better than Kobe. Because LeBron James does the worst kind of passing you could think of in basketball 101. He jumps in the air and then he passes the ball. Who freaking does that? Who freaking does that?
So nothing to his game, even his natural ability to be a GM, which you hate on.
But natural ability to be a GM has nothing to do with his basketball game. There you go with a outlier again.
When I bring up the 1-9 Jordan record, you say he didn't have nobody to play with. But then when I bring up his ability to do certain things, you say, oh, he done this and he done this. But then you say, so you be double talking all across the board.
I'm not double talking because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You are LeBron tard. That means, let me tell you what LeBron tard means. It means, let me tell you what LeBron tard means. It means that you are a LeBron fan, and then there's retardation intermingled with LeBron fan. So because you're a LeBron fan and you're retarded at the same time, you are LeBron tard. And we've already established this, Jalik. We've already got it. And the reason why LeBron tards are retarded when it comes to LeBron is because they can't think clearly about anybody else's greatness that supersedes LeBron, because there's plenty of people's greatness that supersedes LeBron James. Now, in respects to what you just said, because I'm going to attack what you said contextually, because you asked me a question. You asked me 5 things that LeBron James does great. I'm going to tell you the 5 things LeBron James does great. When LeBron defers to a safety blanket, that's great. When he deferred to Dwayne Wade, that was great. That's number 1. When he deferred to Kyrie, and I'm telling you the 5 great things LeBron James did. I'm going to tell you. I know you don't like it, but I'm going to tell you. The 5 things, I'm naming 5. I'm naming 5 for you. Tank, gain, a grip. I'm naming the 5 for you. The 5 safety blanket moves LeBron James did that saved his basketball career. When he fell his ass up under Dwayne Wade, that was great because he realized at that point he wasn't great. When he deferred to Kyrie Irving and he let Kyrie Irving dominate the Golden State Warriors, that's number 2. Number 3, When he let Ray Allen and Chris Bosh go off and score the way that they did, Ray Allen take the shot, and then Chris Bosh get the rebound. That was great. That's number 3. You want your 2 more? When he sat there and he realized that he needed Anthony Davis. That's number 4. And then I'm going to tell you what number 5 is. Number 5 is when LeBron James went out there and said, you know what? I can't win because I'm just this guy that always needs extras. And now you see when he goes out there and he says, I need to play with Kevin Durant. I need to play with a Kawhi Leonard. I need to play with a Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's the 5th great thing LeBron James did. Because when LeBron does this, this is LeBron James's way of letting you know that he defers. And he is what he is. Basically not a guy that you thought that was more than meets the eyes, i.e. a Transformers. He is really what he is, a LaFraud James. So these are the 5 things that LeBron James agreed at. Anything else?
I mean, those are back in the comments. It's you know, it's hard to break habits. I'm not sure. I know you used to live in Miami, and it probably was in his 2nd year. He didn't give you that autograph, so it's gonna be hard to get rid of 16 years of resentment towards LeBron.
No, let me clarify this, because I know Jalik like to say this. I've never met LeBron James. The closest I've been to seeing LeBron James in person was when I was with the missus, and we was at a 2010 All-Star game, and I saw LeBron James from a Jumbotron. I never met LeBron James. And to be honest with you, I don't give a flying fuck if I ever meet him or not. He ain't paying my fucking bills. I don't care about LeBron James like that. That's what you guys don't understand. LeBron James don't make me lose sleep. The problem is you LeBron-tars don't want to hear the truth about LeBron. LeBron is not the greatest player of all time. He's the greatest of all trolls. And when we judging LeBron off of basketball, not giving me all of this apolitical stuff, which he's not even, don't even get me started with that. He's not even doing that the way he's supposed to. But anyways, that's another conversation in and of itself. We're going to talk about basketball here. LeBron James has gone to the NBA Finals 10 times. He's won 4. And you guys say that's GOAT material. That just tells me that you guys are participation award level recipients. This is what you guys love. You guys love participation award because that's what you know at your truest and your most properest levels. You guys just want to see somebody get to the damn dance. You don't want to see them win any damn thing. So I get it, Jalik. LeBron represents you. 90%, 97% of you motherfuckers are mediocre any damn ways. So of course y'all gonna go with LeBron James. He's mediocre as hell. So when I say LeBron James is a mediocre basketball player, yes, I have every right to say that. He takes errant shots. That's not basketball 101. He jumps in the air and then passes the ball. That's not basketball 101. LeBron James clogs up the basketball for 23 seconds. That's not basketball 101. But you guys think that's great. LeBron's style of system is like Peyton Manning in football. They supposedly are so smart and all of this, but then you got your Kobe's and Tom Brady's that keep ether and murking them, right? You know why? Because you can't quantify clutch. Clutch is something that's in your DNA. You either have it or you don't. That's what you got to understand. There's a different level. There's, like Meek Mill said, there's levels to this shit, though. There's gears. So when we talk about levels in basketball, Kobe's just on a higher level. So when we say anything LeBron James does that's great, he doesn't do anything great. He does a lot of things that's good. But see, the word great nowadays, because we're dealing with a whole bunch of Rudy Poo and Plum Plum brains, classic golden troglodytes, ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric that's in prisoner of the moment fiasco nonsense, they accept anything as in their brains as great. Shit, Damian Lillard going off for basketball points, they thought that was great. Luka Doncic, another smoking fucking mirrors basketball player, they thought that was great. But Kawhi Leonard, when he locked his ass down, now that's great. Because he not only did he score on the basketball court, he did the other side of the equation. He was the Geppetto. So last question, and I'm going to throw the alley to Jacob Longwood. Go ahead, Jalik.
No, I was just there. I mean, like I said, it's like a detox. It's hard to break habits. You know, say if you grow up eating McDonald's. It's hard if you ate McDonald's for 20 years and stop eating McDonald's. That's how it is with you. It's gonna be hard for you to see things from a different perspective, and that's okay though.
The
because
good book says this. Jalik, let me pause you for a second. The good book says this. The good book says this. The good book says this. Because you, Jalik, the way that you are, when you're dealing with me, I gotta muzzle you. No, I always have to muzzle you because you always saying some nonsense. The good book says this. Wisdom is dungness to those that can't hear it. And see, you can't accept the wisdom that I'm telling you. So it appears as dung to your brain. Because you know why it appears as dung to your brain? Because your brain is filled with dung. You know what dung is? Dung is Old English for horse doo-doo. That's what's in your brain, horse doo-doo. So when I'm speaking wisdom and I'm telling you wisdom and I'm telling you truth, you can't accept it. You see? Look, Tank gained a grip. You see, when you look at these LeBron charts, their profile pics tell you everything you need to know. Either they high as a kite or something's off with them. That's the thing. LeBron charts don't want to accept the truth. They don't want to accept the truth. LeBron James is not what you guys think he is. He's a little accident that was waiting to happen. The NBA and the Nike, they basically gave this guy a $90 million initial contract, and they basically propped this guy up as the chosen one when really he was a frozen one all along, and they needed to make money off of this guy. So they were going to have the goon reffing. They was going to have the NBA. They was going to have Nike. They was going to have everybody get behind it to do what they had to do. And like Daniel H. Alexander did, because that's my fellow Floridian cat, he said any person with an open mind would see that LeBron is a good player, but not a great player. He was schooled by the Miami Heat. Facts. Now, alley-oop to Jacob Longwolf. Jaliktheleader, you always getting Ethan and Mirko out here in these basketball streets. Go ahead, Jacob Longwolf. Talk to us.
Yeah, sorry, as I came late, what was your question at the start of the video? Was it about Kobe?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't actually a question about Kobe. We were just kind of going in and we were talking about Kobe Bryant's greatness and how Kobe Bryant has infected and how he's impacted basically the modern day basketball culture. LeBron James, the way that he is, people don't realize that LeBron James was eating Twinkies. I bet you Jaliktheleader didn't even notice. LeBron James had the worst diet, the worst habits from a health aspect. He said watching Kobe Bryant and watching how Kobe Bryant would eat, different veggies mixed with his meats and his proteins, would do it in certain portion size. And while LeBron was sitting there stuffing down Twinkies and saw how Kobe Bryant was working with a personal trainer, he changed his habits. Kobe Bryant has helped LeBron. LeBron owes damn near half of his NBA check to Kobe Bryant. That's what we really talking about, how Kobe Bryant has influenced, infected, and has damn near, if it wasn't for him, LeBron James basically wouldn't have a basketball career. That's what we talking about.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And like with Kobe, when I first started playing basketball, he was the first player that I looked because his game was it wasn't predicated on just on athleticism. It was predicated on footwork and basically shooting and skill set. So basically, it didn't matter what size you were. That's why people always looked at Kobe as the player that they could model the game after. Where LeBron, at the start of his career, mostly throughout his career, it's based on athleticism and mad trucking to the basketball. So it's not easily duplicable. So I think with Kobe's game, it was so simple, but it was so it was so skilled at the same time. You didn't when you would watch it. I remember, you brought up that game against Portland. Did you see how he there were two people on him? It was that 65 game. It was towards the end. He did a jab step and then he turned around and he hit a fadeaway on both of the guys. I was like, what the hell? And I was like, I've never seen anyone shoot that type of shot, let alone LeBron, And there's more. When it comes to LeBron, he's just a better player. There's just the intangibles. It's not just the tangibles, but the intangibles when it comes to the killer mentality and how they approach the game. The reason why Kobe's better, you have to understand his childhood. He started playing. He was basically born into the game. I think he started playing the game when he was 2. He grew up in Italy. The way they play basketball over there is different than the way they played in the United States. That's why when it came to the Olympics, he performed much better than everybody else in the clutch, you know. And if you actually, Jalik, if you actually look at the Olympics, that '08 team, he was like the alpha male on that team. Like, because in his book, he actually says that he didn't ask anybody for advice. People were asking him for advice on that 2008 Olympic team because at that point he had 3 championships. He had just came off the finals against the Celtics and lost, right? So everybody on that team was looking at him for advice, like your Dwayne Wade, especially LeBron, Carmelo, everybody, you know. So that's why when you saw him hit those clutch shots against, was it Spain? I believe it was Spain. You know, because Kobe knew from an international perspective, he knew how these guys play because he had spent time in Europe where the American players, they didn't really know how they play. That's why they lost in that 2004 Olympic Games. They got bronze or something in Greece or some shit. But yeah, you know, there's so many variables that you have to factor into. Like, he started off his career in the bench, right? He was playing behind Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones. So obviously, you know, he wasn't given the minutes that he deserved, you know, especially during his rookie season. And Dal Harris, being the veteran coach he is, he's not going to just let no rookie just get minutes like that, especially he was 18 years old, you know. So that lit a fire under his ass. So throughout his career, he's had to go through adversity. You know, you can talk about the Air Bowls in Utah in that 1997 series against the Utah Jazz, them getting swept in the 1998 against Utah, them getting swept by the Spurs in 1999, him being frozen out in the 1998 All-Star game by Karl Malone and what's his name, George Karl. You know, that's actually a freeze-out game. And yeah, so many variables that happen, you know, and then he won the 3 championships with Shaq, but obviously there was so much a rifle between those 2 guys, you know, because that first season when they won, you know, Shaq was in shape. After Shaq had won a championship, he started getting fatter every season, you know, and even Shaq admitted, he said, if I just won a championship in my career, I was just happy with that, where Kobe wasn't. So you had 2 superstars clashing because they had different objectives. Like the first year they had the same objective, but after Shaq won that championship, he started to become lazy and fat, you know, and he
Shaq's
go ahead.
So it's just
Jalik, hold on.
No, bro,
Let
shut your mouth, man. Let me talk, man. But yeah, I'm telling you all these variables. Yeah. So when LeBron came into the league, he was praised as the chosen one. He was praised as the guy that was going to come after Michael Jordan's throne and shit. And look what happened throughout. Now, don't get me wrong. During his Cleveland stay, LeBron had several ones, you know. And I think if he had just taken, like what he said in that 2008 team, what Kobe had taught him, he wouldn't have to have left Cleveland. He just had to ask Kobe for more advice. I mean, even though people say that Cleveland team wasn't talented, they were 66 and 16 in that 2008-2009 season, right? So that was a talented team, and for them to lose to the Orlando Magic in the conference finals, I think that was the year where LeBron could have made the finals, and we could have seen a Kobe Bryant versus LeBron James finals matchup. But you know, the Cavs didn't get the job done against that Orlando Magic team. You know, but Jalik, there's so many variables. It's not like we're kissing ass or some shit like that. No, we're giving legends their respect. You know, because at the end of the day, with basketball, it's predicated on results. And when you just look at Kobe Bryant's career, LeBron, yeah, he may have gone to the finals more, but how many finals has he had to go to just get the same number of championships as Kobe Bryant, or less? Obviously, he's one shy, 4 rings. He's had to go to the finals 10 times to get 4 rings. Kobe, he's only had to go to the finals 7 times to get 5 rings, you know? 5 championships, you know, and he could have made the year after, but you know, they got swept by the Mavs that year because obviously he was injured. But Kobe, like he's had, like, just looking at his career, is much more efficient. You know, it's not about quantity; it's about quality. You know, and LeBron's career is more about quantity. You know, now I'm seeing trades where he's trying to get Giannis to LA. Come on, man! Like, what the hell? Like, I can't respect that. See, stuff like that where I can't respect. You know. Like, you've already played with enough players, man. You're playing with Anthony Davis. Like, he just wants to stack the deck in his cards just so he can win like at a marginally like high margin, you know, where he doesn't want to compete because he knows, you know, his career is waning, you know, and he's losing. I think he's probably lost about 7 steps, you know. LeBron has lost a lot of athleticism, you know, and he knows that, you know, his years of winning more championships is nearly done because the Clippers are coming. You know, even though the Clippers haven't made that much moves, they're coming. The Brooklyn Nets are coming. So you see all these other teams in the NBA that are getting this shit together. They're coming, and he knows that he's aging. So that's why you hear reports that he's trying to get Giannis, man. I never heard other top players do that shit. Like, he's the one that created all this shit, you know? When Kevin Durant went to the Warriors, you know? He's the one that made KD go to the Warriors because he looked at LeBron and said, oh, he went to the Miami, he won a championship. I'm going to do the same thing, you know? But at least with Kevin, he won 2 championships, 2 out of 3. He could have won 3 out of 3, but he was injured. That's the difference between him and LeBron. LeBron won 2 out of 4 NBA Finals, and he was healthy. KD could have 3-peated, but he was injured that year against the Raptors, you know? So he was actually on a great team to where they never really had a chance to lose, but he was injured that year. I don't even count that loss on his record because he was injured. But LeBron was fully healthy. You choke against the Mavs. You lose against the Spurs in 2014. And you had a good team, you know? But then and then after you went through a hellacious performance, you get your ass out of Miami and go back to Cleveland. Now Kyrie's team, you know? So there's been so many things that like LeBron has done in his career from just looking from the intangible standpoint, not the tangible, but just the little things. Like, it's just like it's not even comparable, you know? Like when I see Kobe and Mike being compared to each other, that's a great comparison. And then you see these stupid memes where LeBron is like behind them and they're trying to fit him into the comparison. Get your 6'8", 260-pound ass out of here, bro. I just want to see those two, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan visual. It's a great visual. But every time they put LeBron there, it's just bad. It looks bad. Like he's a different player from all these guys. Now, if you want to compare him to Magic or Bird, okay, but don't compare him to Michael and Kobe because they're different players. They play in a different world, you know. And what I give credit to those guys is those guys knew that even though they had a great game, they still had to have a great coach, you know. They still had to play in a great system to basically win a lot of championships, you know. Where LeBron, he plays in a system to where give LeBron the ball and let him make some shit happen. That's why he's 4 out of 10 because he doesn't play in a great system. No, don't get me wrong. The team that played on with Vogel and stuff. Vogel's a great defensive coach, you know. But in a lot of previous NBA championship finals games, it's always LeBron. Let him make some shit happen. Where in that system, like the Tim Duncan, they played in the San Antonio Spurs system with Greg Popovich. There was a set system for these guys to win championships. So when people make the argument that LeBron, he had a lot of coaches, he didn't have a great coach like a Phil Jackson because he didn't want a great coach like Phil Jackson. You know, he could have gone to the Spurs and been coached under Greg Popovich. He could have brought in great coaches, but in his mind, he's like a James Harden. Now let me do my own thing. I can get us over the hump. And look at where James Harden is. He has a 3-year deal left where he has no leverage, and he's basically telling the front office he wants to go to Brooklyn. But that's his dumbass. Him and Russ, even though they signed a great contract when it comes to money, that's what these guys don't know. You know, and that's one thing I'll give LeBron credit. LeBron is smart enough to sign 1 to 2 year deals. Even though he signed a 4-year deal with the Lakers, LeBron has signed like minimum deals to where he can have leverage. He's a great businessman. That's where I'll give him credit where it's at. Where compared to Russ and James, these guys are emotional dudes just by the way they do things. And you see where they are in that situation. Like they're being pinched by Brooklyn. You know, they're the ones. Like Brooklyn is the fucker, and they're the fucky. They're the one getting fucked in the ass, you know. So, you know, when people say that James Harden's going to Brooklyn, he put that on himself, you know. Like James Harden,
hey, y'all gotta catch it, man. When I go, look, let me rewind, though. You said something that was deep.
What did I say?
You know what you just said. You threw some hyperboles, man. Fucker and fucky. You gotta say that. Richy Rich, get with it too. When I look, you gotta rewind, though.
No, okay. So James Harden and Russell Westbrook, right? All these years, you've heard Russell Westbrook put up a triple-double. James Harden, oh my God, he's just as a great scorer as Kobe. Now they're in a situation with Brooklyn where they're the one getting fucked and they're the one not being the fucker. They're the fucky but not the fucker, you know? And they put themselves in that situation, you know? They signed those long-term deals and they want to go up to a front office and say, no, trade me now. You basically you asked for the supermax. The team gave you the supermax, and now you want to say you want out. You can't have it both ways, you know. So that's why I'll give LeBron credit. Like, he's a great businessman when it comes to that. But on the basketball court, he's beta as hell, you know. There's nothing that this dude does that surprises me. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to his chase down blocks and stuff like that, yeah, like those are very entertaining. But when it comes to skill set and just shooting and stuff, there's nothing that really surprises me because I've seen basketball at the highest level. You know, I've seen Michael Jordan, I've seen Kobe Bryant, more so Kobe than Mike, and I've seen other great players that don't get enough credit for, you know, because every time on ESPN they're always talking about LeBron, you know. Even KD's done stuff that I've never seen before, you know. And that's one thing I'll say about Kevin. He's more efficient than MJ and Kobe, you know. As far as Kobe and MJ, they were the more killer, assassin-minded basketball players that were alpha on the court. But KD does it such at a smooth rate because he's 7 feet tall. He doesn't have to do all those things. He's an assassin, but he does it in he makes basketball look so easy sometimes, you know. It's crazy, you know. So I've seen guys like that play, you know. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to take anything away from LeBron. It's just that when the media keeps shoving him down our throats and they keep saying, like, it's like they're forcing the comparisons. A lot of the times fans are not even bringing it up, and the fans that do bring it up is because they've watched the mainstream media for too long to compare LeBron James to Michael Jordan. As soon as LeBron had those 6 finals losses, just as much as MJ had wins, it was over. That's all I got to say. It was over by then. As soon as he had those 6 finals losses against the MJ's 6 championships and 0 losses, it was over.
That's it.
I got a question for the panel.
Besides, Jacob killing this thing, though. That's why I say that's it. I'm not saying that's it to say that's it. I'm saying that's it because he's killing it. Woo!
Let me ask you guys this. Y'all say y'all know basketball, but besides MJ, Kobe, and LeBron, what else do y'all know about basketball? Because I don't got it.
Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second, Jalik. No. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do things differently. We're gonna no. Jalik. Stop the presses and on the nonsense. Go sit down somewhere. What? You getting hush. Jalik, hold on. Hey, Jalik. Hold on, I'm gonna mute your ass. Hold on. No more questions. We want your basketball commentary. I don't want no more questions. You are banned from giving questions. What is your take on LeBron James? No more questions, man. If you can't explain LeBron, then you are exactly what we say that you are, a LeBron tard. Because LeBron tards, for some reason, they have a problem explaining LeBron. Just like this tank, the grip, whatever. Man, go get your dreads twisted up right, man. You look off. Anyways, these guys always asking you questions. Like, who cares that you have more Kobe Bryant memorabilia than anybody else? That just means you waste your money. That means you need to go and figure yourself out, man. Go figure your life out, man. That's mediocre to be wasting all your damn money. I would be telling people, I like Kobe Bryant. I'm not sitting there buying no damn Kobe Bryant memorabilia. I mean, damn, go get a life. What's wrong with you, Rudy Poo and Plum Plum Brain? Your classic Doden, your troglodyte, the ultra fanboy rhetoric. And you giving the similitude as if you are a man. No, you're the lackness and not the fullness thereof. You're a similitude of it. That's what they call it. Lacking the fullness thereof. So, higgity fucking hush. Now you, Jaliktheleader, no more questions. Give us your commentary on LeBron. See, I put your ass on the red carpet right now. Let's see. Can you give us something about LeBron? Go ahead.
Nah, I can, but one thing about
no more questions. I already said it. No more questions.
No. I'm a free thinker. I don't convert people.
No more questions. I'm making it very clear for you.
I'm not asking questions. I'm a free thinker. I'm not a converter.
I just said no more questions. And look what he just did. Look, this is what I'm talking about. Give us some commentary on LeBron James. I want your free thinking commentary on LeBron. I don't want no questions. Tell us about LeBron so that I can lose brain cells. Go ahead.
No matter what I say, I'm not going to convert you. Just like I'm not a converter. I'm not a person. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness type thinker. I give you the information, and that's fine, because I'm going to tell you this. I know what's great. You know what I'm saying? Kobe and Jordan needs their saviors. LeBron wins with rookie coaches. What's his light-skinned dude name? He wins with rookie coaches. So that should let you know that's there. I told you Tupac was the GOAT. He doesn't need Timberland to make him the GOAT. He doesn't need Pharrell to make him the GOAT. He had Johnny J, the Mexican guy, and he still was the GOAT. He didn't need the Dr. Dre. So I'm trying to explain to you what's going on. But I respect your opinion, and that's that. I can't convert you to make you think that. But I'm gonna tell you this. I know more of the basketball than I bet you Jake don't even know who Dominique Wilkins
I
is.
know who Dominique Wilkins is. You're a troll.
Jake,
I know
don't
who
even
he
fall
is.
for that. Don't even fall for that. No. Jalik, you done. Why you think I'm muzzled? Why y'all think I'm muzzled and I'm muffled, Jalik? Because Jalik is not saying anything of substance and sustenance. He's asking questions. Listen, Jalik. Listen for a second. Just listen for a second. What you just did is you wasted our times and you made us lose brain cells. That's what you just did once again. I just told you to give us commentary on LeBron James, and you have failed to do this. You know why? Because what you find with LeBron fans is LeBron fans can't give you no commentary about LeBron. Because if they have to give you commentary about LeBron, then they have to start telling truths about LeBron. Just like Daniel H. Alexander said, LeBron is a media hype, period. It's facts. And then we look at straight shooters. Can somebody let these casuals know KD went against Hall of Fame players out west along with dynasty teams? Meanwhile, LeBron was playing with 2 All-Stars and 4 players who joined LeBron 1 year after they were all All-Stars. Facts. This is what people got to understand. This whole reference that you're using with Tupac, it has nothing to do with LeBron James. Because first of all, comparing Tupac and LeBron, that's like the worst comparison ever. That's like oil and water. That shit don't mix. You compare Tupac with Kobe. You don't compare him with LeBron. You know who you compare LeBron with? Fucking Drake. That's who you compare LeBron James with. He's a fucking Drake. Smoke and fucking mirrors. So stop this nonsense that you keep talking about when you're sitting here and telling us. I asked you to give your free thinkers commentary. You looking bad out here in these free thinkers street because you can't even do that. You want to give us free thinkers questions. Enough with the questions, Jalik. Get better. Step your game up. I know LeBron tards that are willing to give commentary about LeBron. We'll either murk them. The reason why you don't want to do that, let me tell you the reason why you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because you've seen us either murk LeBron tards so many times on this panel. And you know if you fall under that rabbit hole, there's no way you're going to get your little ass up out of there. So that's why you don't want to give the commentary. This is not about converting people. This is about the truth. And what people have to say is the good book tells us that the truth is sharper than a two-edged sword, piercing the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit, even through the joint and the marrow. This is what I preach and teach, the truth. Because I realized a long time ago, nothing is greater than the truth. Nothing. Because when you're on the side of the truth, you will always be on the right side of history. That's why I'm the ultimate truth teller. And since it's been bestowed upon me from the man above, because he is the author of truth, and hence I'm the ultimate truth teller, I'm going to tell you nothing but the truth. And even I have to fall my ass up under the truth, because if I don't, then I'm in erroneous ways. You are in erroneous ways right now, because you know what you just did? You brought up la outliers after la outliers after la outliers. You didn't even tell us anything that made sense. And that's exactly what you are. This man, a troll, get him out of here. No, we ain't going to get Jalik up out of here. Jalik is a LeBron tar. I like Jalik, but Jalik is the epic LeBron James troll, just like LeBron. LeBron is the greatest of all trolls. Jalik is right there. That's why I respect Jalik, because he's a LeBron tar through and through. Look at what he's telling us. Saviors? Are you freaking kidding me? So LeBron James ain't have, hold on, I ain't done yet. LeBron James ain't have no savior in Pat Riley. He didn't have no savior in Dwayne Wade. You keep every time I bring this rabbit hole up and I bring your ass into a foxhole, you don't know how to get out of the foxhole. Oh, my bad. That's military language. You don't even understand what that shit is. Let me bring that shit down to civilian language for you. Anytime I put your ass in a Sukuyumi I don't know. Have you watched Naruto? Have you watched any anime? Because if you watch Naruto, you know what I mean when I say put your ass in an infinite Tsukuyomi. That's what I'm putting your ass in, a fucking infinite Tsukuyomi. And when I do that, there's no getting out of it. It's like Kakashi. You got to sit there on the nail and keep taking those knives, dog. You keep taking those Itachi knives, and they keep coming at your ass. Because when it's all said and done, you know what Jaliktheleader is? He is Kakashi. He's a copy version. And me, I'm that KK Genkai, dog. I'm the original. And you can't fuck with the KK Genkai, the original, dog. You copy. So I have to show you what the true visual jutsu prowess is all about. And what you just proved to us is that you got some fake jutsu, man. Because your fake jutsu is want to ask people questions. And see, Jalik does it in such a slick way. Jacob is an alpha in training. So Jacob sometimes fall for it. This is how you deal with Jalik, Jacob. You don't even entertain him. You muffle his ass. You see the way I deal with him? I snuff his ass in a corner. Because what I do is I take what he does, turn it right back around him and say, look, you're talking nonsense. Ask me the damn question. Tell me what you need to tell me. And then when I ask him questions on top of the questions he's asking, he can't even give answers. Because he just brought up Savior, right? I just mentioned Pat Riley. I just mentioned Dwayne Wade. What is that to LeBron James? Because prior to that, LeBron James he had an official quick game. Did you forget that? And see, I have to bring this up. LeBron James is a David Stern creation. But guess what, boss man Cena Williams? LeBron James is also a Nike creation. Because they invested $90 million in this guy, so they have to recoup their investment. And the fact that LeBron James almost lost a Mickey Mouse title, that tells me everything I need to. Man, I don't even consider LeBron James very good no more. I done knocked his ass down to good. Jimmy Butler and an injury-plagued Miami Heat. Man, that's it. I'm doing a mini 10-part series on this shit. Because now your LeBron tart ass activated something in me to where I have to go on a super keep the foot on the next mode and super Tibetan master mode. Jimmy Butler and an injury-plagued Jacob Longwood, Richy Rich, push this guy to 6 games. You supposed to sweep the Miami Heat with no Bam Adebayo, with no Goran Dragic. You supposed to sweep them. This tells me everything I need to know. LeBron James, the ultimate smoke and mirrors basketball player ever, y'all. Richy Rich, what you got to say? And then Jacob Longwood, get that back in.
Does Rich know about playoff record? Does Jacob know about that? Richard, does he know about before his pastor came and saved them? Does Jacob know about the 1-9? If not, break that down, Rich. Go ahead.
Don't
Rich.
even entertain that, Rich. He asking questions. We're not entertaining questions. What we doing, Jalik? We want you to give us commentary. You gotta be better than this, man. You gotta give us basketball commentary. You giving us questions. Go ahead, Richy Rich.
I don't know what to say about Jalik. He's always gonna have this bias over LeBron James, but he keeps being a hypocrite, man. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
You gotta be a free thinker on this panel, boy. You gotta be unbiased, man. You gotta look at your players' flaws as well too. And there's a lot of them. So you gotta tell the truth. You don't want to tell the truth. Because LeBron's blemishes, man, are very apparent. He can't hide those blemishes. It's like he's trying to use that proactive, but it's not working. What it does is it breaks his face out even more. So be real, Jalik. Okay, all right. So Jacob, man, he went in on that last topic, man. It's just you did too. He knows pretty much breaking down how LeBron's a Drake and Michael Jordan Kobe was the Tupac, pretty much. LeBron is like a counterfeit, man. He feels like he's been manufactured. Like somebody he's like he's a placeholder. Somebody that they had to put in that place, man, just to make the NBA interesting. That's what it feels like. And he's underwhelmed, man, for the expectations that they've given him, for the hype machine that he's become. He's underwhelmed, man, because there's a guy, like I mentioned in the last live and previous lives, he's a shortcut taker. When you do that, and they say that you're the next greatest thing, you're the next next piece of sliced bread or something that they should mark it out. You're not supposed to take a shortcut. Greats don't take shortcuts. It's
There
just
you go.
how it is. Since when have we seen past greats take shortcuts? I'm talking about pantheon of greats. I'm not just talking about any old regular all-star player or any old regular good player. The greats never take shortcuts. They live, they play with what they have and they live with the results. It's just how it is. If you're a great guy, you don't take a shortcut. You don't go to 3 teams to win championship. You're not teaming up with this guy or that guy to attain success and try to act like you're the greatest player of all time. That's a farce. That doesn't make sense. That's not what we've watched. That's not in the past when we seen these greats do. They duke it out with what they got, man, and they win with what they got. Tim Duncan, man, one of the greatest players of all time. That guy played so many years with the San Antonio Spurs. Won 5 championships. How can LeBron leapfrog a guy like that? Y'all talking about Kobe. Did this man even leapfrog Tim Duncan?
There you go.
They leapfrog. They having LeBron leapfrog all these guys. He hasn't. Tim Duncan beat this man in 2 finals.
There you go.
I'm like, what's going on, man? The media is poisonous, man. Y'all gotta understand that, man. It's poisonous. They have favorites. They like who they like. You know what I'm saying? And they have an agenda to push who they want to push, to get to try to get their agenda out there. But you got to be a real basketball enthusiast, man, to get fill this out, see what they're doing, man, and what they're doing is a travesty, man. Because real basketball people, man, people that know the game know that LeBron James' resume is a sham. You know, he's a talented player. He's a great player in his own right to what he's brought in the game. But when he's compared to the greats, man, no, his career comes up short because he took a shortcut. He bowed out. He didn't want to take the challenge, man, of riding and dying for Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? This man had pull within that franchise. If he really wanted to, he could have stuck it out and he could have made sure he got the talent to come over there and play with him and win eventually. He didn't do that. He took a shortcut. He beat the Boston Celtics going to the Miami Heat, playing with D Wade on D Wade's team and Chris Bosh. That was like a counterfeit version of Michael Jordan beating the Detroit Pistons, finally beating the Detroit Pistons. Michael Jordan beat them as a Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan didn't leave. And Michael Jordan swept the Pistons. Now, the Heat did beat the Boston Celtics in 5 games, but he had to do it on another team, and he had to join he had to join a superstar and an all-star at the time. D Wade was a superstar. He was a top 3 player at the time before, his injury started to derail him. But this is what LeBron James joined, man. They got to the finals that year, which we all knew that they were going to get to the finals. It was expected, but LeBron choked on the biggest of stages. We've never seen a great player choke at that level before. You know what I'm saying? There's another reason why, he can't be GOAT material. We've never seen a greatest of all time choke at that level. So, I mean, I'm not talking about choke just, okay, he was trying to make shots, but, they just weren't going in. There's been greats that they try to shoot. They're trying to shoot. They're giving their all, but, things just aren't falling for them. LeBron James didn't even attempt to shoot shot. It's like he was scared, man. He was a deer in headlights. He was scared of the moment. When have we seen a great player be in that type of situation? Like waver in that type of situation. LeBron wavered, man. How's this man a GOAT? And then, eventually he wins a championship the next year, in a lockout year, and he does it against OKC Thunder. Kevin Durant, I feel that he got cheated and bamboozled in that series, because how the hell you the leading scorer? You the guy that go to the free throw line the most in the NBA in that season, but yet in those finals, they don't let you go to the free throw line. They treat you like you're just some average small Joe. Joel Anthony is going to the free throw line more than you. It didn't make sense. It felt like, they were making sure LeBron James won that championship so he wouldn't be the biggest bust in NBA history. a guy with an insane hype machine, but a guy who can't deliver. Even when he has a stack, stack deck, even when he has a Voltron team, and it wasn't easy for LeBron. I remember that mediocre Indiana Pacers team pushing that Miami Heat team to 7 games, man. Like, it's never easy with LeBron James, even when he's on these stacked teams. How is that GOAT material? You let Jordan have a team like that. Jordan never loses. Well, Jordan never lost in a final setting, but give him that team, man. Media would be saying it's unfair, man. They would be saying it's unfair. It's like a video game. It's like a GTA where you put in the codes. I remember when I used to play GTA. I put in the pass on the computer PC. This one GTA before it blew up. This one it was on PC. Then it went to the consoles. You put in all the codes, you get all the weapons, unlimited life, unlimited money. LeBron James has put himself in that scenario, but he's still losing. How the hell you still lose when you got the cheat codes? I just don't get it. This man has lost. He's put in the cheat code. He's played the NBA 2K trade machine, and he's still lost, man. That's not GOAT material. Y'all gotta look at. Imagine if Kobe just said, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna go team up with Tracy McGrady when T-Mac was in his prime and KG was in his prime. Would Kobe ever lose? Man, just think about that. Think about that nasty team that would be formed. Dudes will be crying, man. Dudes will be quitting in the NBA, literally, because they know Kobe, T-Mac, and Kevin Garnett would be winning the next 5 championships. Come on, man. It don't make sense. Y'all want to crown LeBron James, but yet this man is taking shortcuts? Listen, man, he's cheating the game, man. You can't crown somebody to go when they take a shortcut. I'm sorry. He can't be on the same level as a Michael. He can't be on the same level as a Kobe. He can't even be on the same level as a Duncan. Those guys stuck it out. They duked it out. When it was a tough time, they stuck it out. They didn't run. They didn't run and cower. Stuck it out. They figured out, okay, I lost now. I gotta come back, put in the work, and we gotta win the next time. It's not okay. All right. We losing here. Let me get out of this situation. Let me go to create another better situation for myself. And okay, I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna get the praise. It doesn't make sense. It's like we going backwards, man. Come on now. I know y'all. We free thinkers in this thing, baby. We ain't stupid thinkers. Let's start thinking the right way, man. This basketball thing is simple, man. It's not hard. We're not retards. What LeBron James is doing is he's cheating the game. He's a shortcut taker. Let's look at his career for what it is. Okay, let's not give LeBron James this unwanted praise that he doesn't deserve. This guy has been scheming for the past 10 years, man. Because he admitted it when in the interview a few years ago that he's scared, man, of failure. He is scared of failure. He's scared what people think about him. So that should let you know why he's been making these type of moves. He doesn't want to fail. If he loses, his career is going to look bad. You are going to criticize him. The media is going to criticize him. That's fine, LeBron. I'm glad you told everyone what you are. And then I will respect you more for what you are. Somebody who's scared of failure. Who's scared of people saying bad things about him. But you can't have a two-way street. You can't take this shortcut and you want me to put you on a level of GOAT. I'm not going to do that, man. I'm not going to do that. That's asinine, man. That's ridiculous. I'm going to grade you as such, man. You a shortcut taker in my eyes. I can't ever respect your career like that. You're a great player, but I ain't going to respect you like that. I ain't going to put you on a Jordan level. I ain't going to put you on a Kobe level. I ain't going to put you on a Duncan level. I'm not even going to put you on a Nowinski level. Nowinski only got 1 chip. He stuck around and he got that 1 chip to Dallas. He duked it out. All them years they'll call it Nowinski. That man came back and he won that title on LeBron's ass too. I ain't even putting this man on the Nowinski level, dog. Because LeBron is not the dude that's going to grind it out for you. You could call it a smart business move. Oh, he's controlling his own destiny. But come on, man. This sport is competition. It's not
Mm-hmm.
no okay, being a schemer. Who's gonna play this type of chess move or something? Basketball is a competitive sport. We ain't trying to cheat the game. We trying to see who the best on the court is to know who the best is. Y'all keep trying to bring this new era type of way of thinking. Oh, you gotta do this thing like it's some type of business deal or something. Like you gotta try to take 2 steps, 3 steps. Hell no, it's basketball, man. It's simple. We trying to see who the best on the floor is. That's the
There you
problem
go.
with y'all. Y'all didn't let the media
Hey.
trick y'all, man. Try to come in with this new era. Oh, what's the next move this guy's doing? Where's he going next? That's not what basketball is about. It's about the best versus the best going up against each other, and whoever wins is the best. Plain and simple. Not this whole scheming crap. I gotta team up with this. I gotta team up with that. I gotta go to this team. This is not basketball, man. This is entertainment now. And y'all need to know what it is, man. I'm done.
Listen, man. You
He
know,
knows
like
his sport.
Iron Man said, "Hey, Jalik, you on mute status. You deal with the chat until you start talking commentary. You in the chat. I'm probationing your ass until you know how to do commentary. We don't want questions. Listen, man. Here's the bottom line. And what Richie Rich did, you know, Iron Man said this shit in the Avengers movie when Loki, because that's what he's doing. Let me show you his Loki ass fucking comment. And see me, I'm Iron Man. Iron Man finesse Loki. People don't realize how Iron Man mentally finesse Loki. He said to Loki, "We have the fucking Hulk. That's the Hulk right there. Richie Rich is the Hulk." And you know, when the Hulk unleashed on Loki, what did the Hulk do to Loki? Bashed his ass around and said, "Puny fucking god." And then what did Loki do? Squealing like a freaking pig. Oink oink. Look at this nonsense, Loki nonsense here. Hate the opposite of love. The more he knows his sport criticizes LeBron, he indirectly makes him higher. What you're basically saying, Jalik, is I have a lot of power that I'm able to do that. That's what you're saying. You don't even realize what you're saying. You understand I'm smarter than you. You do realize that, right? So everything you say, I always have a counter behind it. You do realize that, right? You
What do
put
you base
yourself, you do realize you put yourself in a trap, right? What you just did is you elevated me. By you saying that, you just elevated me. You do realize that, right? You're basically saying that I have that level of power that I can indirectly make him higher. Because when a person is a contrarian, no. Meek Mill told you there's levels to this shit. No. Meek Mill told you this shit. There's levels to this shit. There's gears. Every power ain't the same. Now, don't even get this shit started. Hold on. Let me counter that bullshit you just said. Every power ain't the same. So my power and your power, we don't swim in the same ocean. I'm not looking at you, dude. I'm looking past you, dog. That's the Jay-Z reference for your ass. Now, I'm about $1. What the hell do I need with your damn 50 cents? Now, anyways, back on to what I just said here. Rich, Jacob, he knows his sport, indirect, LeBron propaganda machine. You just gave us credit. This is what LeBron talks don't realize. They don't realize the infinite Sukuyumi. I put your ass in an Izanami, dog. I put your ass in an Izanagi. If y'all not Naruto heads, you don't even understand it, dog. If you watch when Itachi fought Kabuto, this is what's happening between me and Jaliktheleader right now. You are fucking Kabuto. You come in with that bullshit snake ass sage mode. That's what I just did. Because bottom line is this. I'm not elevating LeBron James. I'm such a contrarian about LeBron James that stands out. And anybody else that falls under the free thinkers movement, i.e. Richy Rich, Jacob Lonewood, we're such LeBron contrarians. We actually stick out. Because everybody's like you. 97% of the people are like you. They actually believe in this LeBron nonsense. The reason why we stand out is because we're the only ones that actually say something. I just told you the other day, I wasn't looking for no damn Twitter war. The Twitter war came to me. That's how much of a contrarian I am. Motherfuckers are always looking to try to knock Hkhs' sport off of his throne, but you can't knock me off my throne. You know when I'm going to be knocked off my throne? The day I decide to get up and get off my damn throne. That's the only time I'm getting knocked off. Because I already done told you, Jalik, I don't bend the proverbial knee. I make motherfuckers bend the proverbial fucking knee. That's just the way it rolls over here. And I wasn't looking for the Twitter war. Twitter war came to me. Travis Graves, salute to you, homie. And he told me after the fact, Richy Rich, it was a setup. Jacob Lobo, it was a setup. Let me tell you what happened. And Jalik needs to know this. Travis Graves said, you know why I did this, he knows? Because I really wanted you to bury this cat because I feel that you are the final authority on basketball. Can't none of these guys see you. On YouTube, media, this dude said, man, I wish you was in the TV arguing up against Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. Trust me, they can't see me too. I have them sweat. I think too fast for them. But anyways, back on to what I was saying here. He was like, I set this thing up for you, he knows, because I wanted you to can this guy. Because people are following cult followings. They're following folklore heroes. They're following people that are talking so loud. Remember, the loudest person in the room is usually the most insecure. They got motherfuckers that's talking to them being the loudest person, but looking at they're going to catch a heart attack. You know who you are, motherfucker. They got motherfuckers out here like this guy that I can and eat it on Twitter. This is what I'm trying to tell these people. These are your supposed final authorities in basketball. Then we really have a fucking problem. Houston, we really have a fucking problem. Because me, I'm just telling you the truth. And Jalik, you asking questions. That's what you're doing again. Anything, you know what you're doing? You're showcasing yourself like that other guy that needs to get his dreads twisted up right. That you're a LeBron tard. Because this is what LeBron tards do. When they hear the truth, they get offended, man. Something about them activates something that they don't like. So it makes them react a certain way. You know, like that song, got me feeling some type of way. Got me feeling some type of way. Got me feeling some type of way. That's how y'all feeling. Y'all feeling some type of way because Richy Rich just dropped Ether. Richy Rich is a murker by trade. He's an etherer by trade. He's a napalmer by trade. Do you guys realize? And see, Jalik, you ain't get it yet. I thought you would catch on to this quick enough. A lot of times I set motherfuckers up so Richy Rich could come right behind because I know Richy Rich coming like the Hulk. Because I know the Hulk is coming. And that's what happened. You brought your Loki, and I finessed you with the Iron Man, and then the Hulk came back and dominated you because he brought up truths that you see you can't even answer. LeBron James is the biggest accident the NBA has ever seen. And I'm going to keep telling this truth until you LeBron tars bend the proverbial fucking knee. It's going to be unlimited pressure. It's going to be Tibetan Mastiff. Shit, we got motherfuckers that don't even fuck with the platform no more like that because I'm on their ass too. Because by my absolution and resolution, it keeps revealing their fence straddleization. If LeBron James is in your top 10, you are a fence straddler. If you say LeBron James deserved to win that championship and you give him credit for it, for this Mickey Mouse title, this least path of resistance title, this fraudulent fluky on the spot NBA title, you know who you are, motherfucker. And then you will come on my platform and then for many weeks say, well, LeBron James is a fraud. He's this and that. You a fence fucking straddler. And we don't deal with that bullshit over here. We call out everything for what it is. Either you're going to be absolute and resolute about yours or you're going to be a fence straddler. And what you guys are seeing is the more and more he knows the sport is absolute and resolute out here in these basketball streets, the more these fence straddlers keep being revealed as such. As I told you, I'm the final authority on basketball, and I can say it to anybody's face because I don't give a fuck. Richy Rich knows this. Because all these guys that keep talking basketball, they're not saying anything that make any sense. They just telling you what they want you to hear. I'm not telling you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. Why you think Jacob Lowe? Jacob Lowe was a sharp brother. This dude's been inspired by He Knows the Sport. He's gravitated He Knows the Sport. He won't gravitate or be inspired by any fucking Rudy Plum Plum Brain, any classic golden troglodyte, any ultra fanboy with the ultra fanboy. It'll be an indictment on this brother's intelligence because this is a very intelligent brother. But he could see real recognizes real. And what I'm giving you guys is authenticity and consistency, something the YouTube world has never seen on a basketball side and a boxing side. So Jalik, stop with the nonsense. Stop with these questions. And I already told you, if you're doing hyperboles, I'm the hyperbole king. So you can't run hyperbole on me. You can't run it on me.
Dialogue? Can I spit some dialogue?
Yes.
Can I spit some dialogue?
No questions.
Let me listen. Shout out to He Knows His Sports. He's a free thinker. He has a very unique personality. Shout out to his lawyer, the first black lawyer that never lost a case. Richy Rich, and shout out to Jacob. These are some, some good young, they're amazing. I love to be on the channel. They challenge me. They're tune-ups, but they're improving because their mind isn't as fast as mine. And I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm not even
hold on, Jalik. I touched a nerve. I touch a nerve here. Hyper blood. I'm always touching nerves on. The fact that I have to. Let me just say this real quick. I'm gonna let you ride, Jalik. I have to say this, Jalik. You gotta remember. If a comment stands, I gotta eat their murky real quick. Hyper blood. When you comment like this, it tells you that I'm in your thoughts. I'm living rent and space free in your head, soaking up all the damn AC, man. Why do I dominate your brain so much to the point to where you have to get emotional about what I say? Do you realize you're telling me that you're bending the proverbial fucking knee mentally to me? That I'm able to make your emotions rattle a certain way? You do realize that, right? Now go ahead, Jalik.
Yeah, so shout out to Hyperblood. Like these guys are cool, but every time I ask questions and put him on a witness stand and his lawyer can't bail him out, he just skips over me. That's your weakness. Listen, the internet no lie.
The internet
no lie. Oh, let me go. I'm gonna go because it's all love. I must tell you the truth, even if it hurts your feelings. That's the life of a free thinker. Tell them the truth, even if it hurt their feelings. So they might not get it now, but they might get it 5 years from now. They might get it 10 years from now, and they might get it in the afterlife. Listen, he knows his sports. Everybody knows MJ is good. Kobe is good. LeBron doesn't need a savior. He doesn't need a savior. He didn't have a 1-9 playoff record before his savior came. And I'm not here to convert you. If you think MJ is better, that's okay. Like I like cowboy boots. You see them cowboy boots? I'm taking them off right now because I got a client to go to. I love cowboy boots. If you don't like cowboy boots and you like Jordans, and that's fine. I accept you there. The life of a free thinker has compassion. The life of a free
watching
thinker.
Hyper Blood. You watching though. If I'm deluded, why you watching? That makes you deluded.
Jacob, does Jacob really even know who Dominique Wilkins is? Does Jacob know who Albert Robinson is? Does Richy know who Kevin Duckworth is? Does he knows his sports know who's Stokovich? Like, come on, bro. Do you know who Sabonis's dad is from Portland? Like, bro, I know basketball. I will beat y'all 1-on-3 and I will beat y'all. And I will put y'all and have y'all crying in the car. But at the same time, I'm gonna still show y'all love because I respect y'all. And it's all love. It's not
seven zip shutout, man. The fact that you're a LeBron target, that tells me you don't even play ball.
Cut me off when you get on that witness stand. On the internet, you probably looking at one of your apps, one of your apps to come up with, and that's okay though. So everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna just be in the chat because I got a client to go to right now real fast, but I'll try to get back though. But shout out to the free thinkers. Remember, you are allowed to have free thoughts in this world. You don't have to be in the cult. But shout out to He Knows His Sport. You're improving, bro. But you listen, bro. I know your weaknesses, bro. And I know you more of your weaknesses, and I get you. One of them is you don't want me to talk because you're afraid of what I'm going to say. And your lawyer, Richy Rich, the first black guy in the history of law that never lost a case, can't bail you out. That's one of them right there. That's one of them. But go ahead, though, bro. Shout out to the chat, bro.
Jacob, you see what just happened? Richy Rich, you see what just happened? We all lost brain cells. Go ahead, Jacob Lowe. Close us out, man.
No, it was great chat, and Jalik's funny, man. I gotta give it to him, like when the other LeBron fans, they never come on here, like they're too scared, but like he's always willing to come on here, so I respect him. Yeah, but when it comes to basketball, Jalik, it's not about opinion, it's not about having free, it's just about results. It's like who is the best, who's on the mountaintop. Any other field, yeah, it might be opinion oriented, but in basketball, it's based on results and it's based on winning. So there's no we're caught like falling. It's just that we judge a player on his career, on how much championships he's won, on his individual prowess, and that's it. It's not like we hate LeBron or something like that. No, it's just that when you compare LeBron to the GOATs, he's just not comparable. Now, if you compare him to James Harden or Russell Westbrook, okay. If you compare him to other players, okay. But when you compare him to MJ or Kobe or even Kevin Durant, he's not up there. So that's just all I got to say. You know, it's not even about like, oh, you know, we don't like him or blah, blah, blah. Nah, it's just on the basketball court, he can't see these guys.
That's it. That's it. Listen, man, when it's all said and done, Jacob Lone Wolf, Richy Rich, you see why I muzzle and I muffle up Jaliktheleader sometimes. Because Jaliktheleader, what he does is he wants to ask you 1,000,001 questions, but he doesn't want to dress it by the bullhorn. I still respect the brother. I like the fact that Jaliktheleader is a LeBron tard through and through, and I respect that about him, and I give him all the credit in the world when it's all said and done. But it's been real. Richy Rich, you was the Hulk, you were unleashed. But guess what you were, Jacob Lone Wolf? You was Thor with the Stormbreaker, though. Because you initiated everything that caused the Hulk to come out and activate. And it was your first initial ether that causes Richy Rich's ether to be activated. Bottom line is this. You got guys like Hyperblood and all these other weirdos. They don't know why they watching Hkhs Sport. I'm gonna tell you why you watching Hkhs Sport. Because you're addicted to Hkhs Sport. You're a Hkhs Sport fanboy. Just admit it already. Plenty of people have admitted it. Admit it already. We get it. Now, Jaliktheleader, I respect you, but when it's all said and done, you gotta start giving us commentary, man. Stop with these damn questions. And before we end, I'm gonna leave it like this. Kobe Bryant is superior to LeBron James in every way, in every fashion, and every facet. Free thinker, Jacob Lone Wolf, free thinker, Richy Rich revealed that as such. Jaliktheleader, what he just did is he asked a bunch of questions and he made us lose brain cells in the process. That's what stupidity begets. Stupidity begets stupidity. And that's what it's all said and done. And what people don't understand is when we look at what is being talked about here, the bigger conversation, and Jacob's always going to say it, Richy Rich is always going to say it, and I'm always going to say it, is stop overrating LeBron James. We get it. 97% of you Rudy for plum plum brains, classic golden troglodytes, ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric want to sit here and tell us with your own mouths why you think LeBron James is a GOAT. And you know why they're doing this, Jacob Lone Wolf? You know why they're doing this, Richy Rich? They're defending LeBron James because they're defending their own mediocrity. LeBron James is the ultimate mediocre artist. So they have to defend the mediocrity behind LeBron James because they're mediocre too. Remember, he's the Love Participation Award era artist. So they have to defend this Love Participation Award era nonsense. And because they're Participation Award era recipients, they just want to get to the dance. They don't want to do anything to win it. They're going to defend the ultimate guy who is the benefactor and the creator of it. This is why he wanted to do the Mickey Mouse title. This is why he wanted to do the Least Path of Resistance title. This is why he wanted to do a fraudulent fluky on the spot NBA title. Because LeBron James always wanted the stacking of the cards of the decks in his favor, and he wanted it to be easy. And the fact now that he's going after Giannis Antetokounmpo and LeBron tards are defending this, this not only shows us the 27th law of power that we kept talking about, Jacob Lone Wolf and Richy Rich. You know what it also shows us? It also shows us neuro-linguistic programming. Those that are new to the panel, those that are new to the chat, research the terminology neuro-linguistic programming, and then you'll understand it. But I'll give you the initial definition. Neuro-linguistic programming is when you delude the subconsciousness of yourself so you can therefore and thereby delude the subconsciousness of others. Because you have to first believe in the doo-doo before you can make other people accept that doo-doo. LeBron James is a la-doo-doo James. So because he's a la-doo-doo James, he has to push out his la-doo-doo ways. And because of that, the media, who has accepted this la-doo-doo nonsense, they had to take it in. And they had to accept this doo-doo. This is how their brains became dodo heads. And then they filter that doo-doo down to you. And you guys are sitting here and having a whole bunch of doo-doo in your brains. You cut 97% of these people's heads in and you open it, you're going to see doo-doo in their brain. I kid you not, Jacob Lone Wolf. I kid you not, Richard. You're going to see their brain is filled with nothing but doo-doo because they don't understand that they are accepting a guy who is not what you think that he is. The fact that we're sitting here and having a conversation about a player who is 4 out of 10 in the NBA Finals versus a guy who's an absolution artist, 100% NBA Finals average. This is not even about LeBron, Jacob Lone Wolf. It's not even about LeBron, Richy Rich. It's about these LeBron tars defending their mediocre position. LeBron James and Terrence Boyd Crawford are the same. They are mediocre, and their fan base is mediocre as fuck. And the fact that they keep defending these guys is even more and more pathetic. That's the cold-hearted, that's the unadulterated, and that's the cutthroat true teller fashion. Jacob Lone Wolf, salute to you, man. Appreciate your time and your effort. Richy Rich, salute to you. Appreciate your time and your effort. Jaliktheleader, nice try with the outliers once again, but you got shot down. Next time, we're going to let you rant. But see, today we wasn't even trying to hear that because we wanted to make sure that Jacob Lone Wolf got off, wanted to make sure Richy Rich got off, and you did get off because you asked 12 fucking questions. So we got to cap you. Otherwise, you're going to ask us questions all freaking day. Now, appreciate everyone that participated. Appreciate everyone's watch time. Appreciate those that are new to the platform. Those that you know what I'm saying, donated. Those that subscribe. Those that comment, like, and share. And if you're new to the platform, you want to hear that rare and that unique way of seeing things, the cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth teller fashion, hit the subscription button, and then we're going to go from there, man. When it's all said and done, it's been real. We had a great Sunday. Peace and salute to everyone.
Peace.